It's also important to note there are currently more than 30,000 DACA recipients living and working in Illinois. And according to the Department of Defense, more than 148,000 immigrants have served and earned citizenship through the military.
Warning, this is definitely going to tick some of you guys off.
There's controversy this morning in Illinois after a newly signed law will now let non-U.S. citizens become police officers.
Governor J.B. Pritzker signed that bill that takes effect come January. Critics are calling this un-American, saying that it could lead to foreign nationals arresting Americans, and they have a problem with that. But the governor insists it is safe.
Now, you guys remember all these people that are coming across the border illegally, but are they really illegal? What's it going to be called when it's all said and done? What if on a federal level, they're legal? If that's the case, you guys as Americans could possibly be arrested by these illegal aliens coming across the border right now. All these illegal aliens and non-citizens becoming police officers now. It's happening. More information you guys should probably know about coming right up. If you're brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we go over news and awareness stuff that you should probably know about. If you find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So community member Shane sent this one in along with a note that says you might want to validate this one. So I did, and sure enough, in Illinois, this is what's going on.
Now, Governor Pritzker is coming under fire for House Bill 3751, which passed both chambers of the General Assembly earlier this year. It explicitly states individuals who are not citizens but are legally authorized to work in the U.S. under federal law will be allowed to apply for jobs with police departments. That's sparking a heated debate and immediate backlash from Republican critics.
So, there's always loopholes you have to consider. A lot of times, these guys are paving the way to opening up the doors to a much bigger issue. Like I said, illegal aliens coming across in groves. But will they be illegal? All it takes is a little bit of legislation, and then poof, everybody's legal, or some sort of legal, illegal to where they could become a police officer. Let's hear what both sides have to say about this.
The idea of Illinois opening up its police force to non-citizens is not sitting well with some Republican critics, like Illinois Congresswoman Mary Miller, who tweeted out in part, "No sane state would allow foreign nationals to arrest their citizens. This is madness." And Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert, similarly angered by the legislation, tweeting, "We either address this border crisis or allow our country to descend further into a leftist dystopia."
And that's exactly how a lot of people are reading it on Twitter. Posts like this from, say, Colin Rugg. New Democrat Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has signed legislation allowing illegal immigrants to become police officers, meaning American citizens could be cited and arrested by an illegal. The insane legislation states that an individual who is not a citizen, because that's what we've learned to do, right? Read between the lines these days, try to figure out where things are really going. So another thing that we want to know is how the governor is approaching all this backlash.
The GOP claiming the bill opens the door for undocumented immigrants to join the ranks of law enforcement. Governor Pritzker firing back, arguing only those individuals allowed to work legally in the country and legally possess firearms can apply, adding his opponents are twisting the language in the bill.
I am tired of the right wing twisting these things. Undocumented immigrants are not allowed to become police officers in the state of Illinois still. What we have allowed is legal permanent residents and DACA recipients now to become police officers.
Now you heard him right. He said documented, not undocumented. How many of you out there think the folks that are coming across are slowly getting documented? Because there again, I think that they have court dates. I think that they have cell phones. I think that they're checked in at some fancy hotel, like a lot of them are. Pretty sure any of the Chinese nationals coming across are gonna come across right without a background. I think I can see where a lot of people's concerns are. Maybe it's just that they need a lot of extra help because, our medical staff, our police force is way down because a lot of them left their jobs because they didn't want to get the old pokey. And I bet a lot of people would agree these folks would probably work for less.
Staffing fell to its lowest levels last year, forcing the department to lower some of its hiring standards, like waiving 60 hours of college credit, offering online testing, and now removing the requirement of U.S. citizenship.
I know you heard all those parts right. Lowering the requirements, making it so that you can take your tests online. I'm sure no manipulation can happen there. And now you don't even have to be a citizen. The problem is, guys, you know that if this is starting in one state, we're gonna see it happening in another.
To get a different set of pool of individuals.
Fine. Yeah.
Markey Brook, the law goes into effect January 1st, 2024, proving controversial even within some police groups. Now, the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police telling News Nation the group initially opposed the measure, but changed their stance to neutral once language was amended to address some of its concerns.
Like I said, craziness probably coming to a city near you. Some of you might be thinking, Cohen, what do you think's gonna happen? Well, I've already seen millions of people come across the border, Chinese nationals, other countries as well, and you know what? They haven't stopped coming, and they're getting bused to all kinds of cities. A lot of them are getting taken care of better than folks here in the United States that could definitely use the help. The governor says, not undocumented. Well, they're becoming documented as they come across. I don't think anyone that's coming across the border is gonna have to leave. Would you agree? Let's say over the course of this year, the number gets up to 5 million. What can 5 million people do that are new to the United States? When it comes to voting, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to a new police force, some people might say it's the writing on the wall. I don't ever know what's gonna happen, but I can tell you that's kind of what it's looking like. And it sure in the heck wouldn't surprise me. Get the word out, because I don't think a lot of people will be super pumped about this one. Definitely thought you guys wanted to know about this. Got a lot more interesting stuff coming your way. If you haven't seen these two, a couple of my favorites in the last couple of weeks. Crazy information you should know if you haven't watched them. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.